Hey everybody, day 36 of Shelter. It's a Friday afternoon and I don't know about you, but I'm seriously looking forward to some good downtime this weekend. Today we're going to look at values and the importance of values. Sure, when I started working with values a good couple of years ago, I think it was really a stopping point in my life where I had to really stop and take cognizance of who I was and who I am and how I'm showing up in this world and how true to myself I'm really being. And, I realized that much of the time I actually didn't know who I was, therefore I didn't know what I stood for, which meant that I could be all things to all people. However, since having really understood what values are and what they mean and how they drive who we are, and they lie at the core of who we are, how they make our decision making so much easier, they define us. It's that North Star, it's that compass in our lives that says, yes, this is the yes, this is the no. And it drives who we are. And if I had to say to you this afternoon, what are your top 6 values? Would you know what they are? And for many of us, we know that we're filled with value, but if we don't know what they are, how do we align with them? So it's an awareness of knowing what they are and making sure that we're checking in with ourselves around what that is. I'm going to read you Brené Brown's definition of values. I just love it. It so encapsulates what values are and the depth that it brings. She says, a value is a way of being or believing that we hold most important. Living into our values means that we do more than profess our values, we practice them. We walk our talk. We are clear about what we believe and hold important, and we take care and we take care that our intentions, words, thoughts, and behaviors align with those beliefs. So you can hear serious congruence there on many levels and layers. We're not only talking values, we're talking beliefs, we're talking thoughts, we're talking words, we're talking behaviors. So it's actually that barometer that starts to give us a serious download about how we can check in with ourselves in such a beautiful way. So, what are values? They are just that. Know what your values are. I want to encourage you that if you have not yet done a values exercise, if you are not able to name your top 5 values, and in fact your top 2. Why? Because your top 2 are actually the ones that challenge all your others. And remember, your values are who you are. And I often, when we talk about values, I say, think about your legacy. What is it that you leave behind? What do people say when you're not here one day? So think about your eulogy. What are they going to share at your funeral one day? And are you currently aligning with those values that you would like to be remembered by? And when we talk, values, we talk about the things that are really important to us, the things that we will stand up for and probably move into a whole lot more conflict than usual. Why? Because we will fight for those things that we believe in. And it's really important that we cut through what that is. And remember, we're not talking about needs here. Your values are not your needs. Very often, your values are actually, they fly in the face of your needs, because as long as those needs are healthy, you will be able to live out those needs, those values. But if they're not, you will actually be going into the types of behavior that we've been talking about the last couple of weeks. So let me give you a really good example. So let's say that I have a value of respect. Okay, so one of the questions I would love to ask you is, firstly, how do you define respect? I define respect as a way of treating somebody the way that I would like to be treated. So I will treat people with respect because that is who I am, and because I think that that's the right way to treat people. However, let's say that there are people that I know that actually don't honor that value of mine. So in other words, they show up disrespectful to me or to others. How is it that I show up then in terms of my thoughts, my feelings, and my actions? My thoughts, may be something like, gosh, that person really doesn't treat their parent very well, for argument's sake, and perhaps I might go into judgment of that person. And that would be me not living up to my true value, or somebody getting into somebody else's face, or being disrespectful to me. And what I do is I then fly into their face and I become disrespectful with them. That's me being incongruent with my value. Why? Because I shouldn't change who I am because somebody shows up in a way that doesn't agree with my value system. So it's my responsibility to still show up respectful, putting in a boundary to be able to say, I don't enjoy the way that this conversation or our relationship is going. I find it to be quite disrespectful, and could we talk about this? Or, I'm choosing to walk away from our relationship because we've spoken about this umpteen times and there's no change. So, we can test our values that way, and we can see how congruent we are with that, because we will find a lot of our own blind spots within our values in terms of our biases that are standing up. So I hope that's helpful, just something for you to think about overnight, and I'll see you tomorrow.